are some of that? I don't like meme coins in general.
Nah, me neither.
Like they use them keywords like utility and stuff like that. I look at it like this, and I'm selfish in a sense. Like, I care about everybody. I want to help as many people as I can help when I can. But at the end of the day, I really just care about me, my immediate family, some of my extended family, my close friend circle. Jones about to blow. I'm not even a big Mike Jones fan, but I mean, I know what the number is.
Yeah.
You know
Everybody
Shout out
knows.
to Mike Jones. Shout out to Switch House. That's what I'm curious of, because I think a lot of people hear a little bit of the information and they start to form an opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody wants to pick a side. So we
Yep.
talked about that earlier. Somebody white, you're probably picking the white side. If you're black, you're probably picking the black side.
Yep.
But you can be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can pick a side and be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't pick sides typically.
Make sure that. All right. Hey, welcome to the Xray Podcast. Man, we have another. I'm telling you, today I might get banned this week.
Well, I'm gonna try not to. We're gonna try not to get banned. He's gonna try not to get banned. I'm gonna try not to get him banned.
All right. For today, hey, we have 20. He want me to call him 20 from H-Town.
22 times to be specific. And it's all about balance. When people say, what does 20 mean? What is 2020? What is 22 times? Yeah. 20 on both sides of the scale, baby. We balance, we even.
That's good. Hey, I heard you into crypto.
I am into crypto.
What you holding?
Crypto. XRP is my biggest holder.
XRP.
That's my heaviest investment, but I got a good amount of XLM, a good amount of ACH or Alchemy Pay. And there's several other ones that I like. Shiba Inu. I made a good pretty penny on Shiba whenever it first really popped off. So I'm a fan of it. I believe in it still. But as anybody who's been in crypto for 5 years, 6 years or more knows, there's no losers from that era, in my opinion. If you pick legitimate coins
Right.
in 2019 and 2020, you're up 5-6x. You done made money and your account looks nice.
Yeah.
So
That's true. That's facts.
That being said, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you went to the Doge route, which Doge made a lot of people money. I made money with Doge. I'm not mad at Doge. If you went the what are some of that? I don't like meme coins in general.
Nah, me neither.
Like they use them keywords like utility and stuff like that. Market cap, market Charlotte. Look, if it can do something, if it's got a high position, if it's a top 10 coin, H-bar, another thing I like a lot, dear. If it looks good in the ratings and the rankings, I like it. Yeah. That's what I'd invest in. And that's what I would suggest people invest in. You know what I'm saying? It's just like stocks. You wouldn't bypass Tesla, Apple, Netflix, Coca-Cola, all of these.
Walmart, Amazon.
All these things that have performed well to buy so-and-so's solar or, you know what I'm saying, Joe Blow's petroleum, even though petroleum probably makes good money. I know you know that. But
yeah, he knows. He knows about it. Yeah,
But yeah, no, man, I love crypto. I love what it's done for investors. I think it's something that excited young investors as well. Like, before I started investing in crypto, I dabbled in stocks, but I didn't really understand it. And as much as people talk about it, the way I hear people discuss it, it always felt like you had to have a lot of money to really be able to profit in it. So even though Robinhood came around and made it easy for investors that didn't know much about investors that didn't know how to go to a broker. Because like I said, when I first started making a little bit of money, I was like, the first thing I want to do, man, I want to get a mutual fund. I want to get some return on my money. Okay, you got to get a broker, and you got to like, what, you know, you got to make it easy for people, man. Like, and obviously making money shouldn't be easy, but it shouldn't be hard either.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's what I hate when they put the middleman right there. I mean, most of your profit would be eaten up by him.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
That's his job.
Yeah.
His job is to. That's how he makes his money. So.
Absolutely. But I'm the one that I'm holding, the coins that I'm holding is Cardano.
I like Cardano.
I'm holding Cardano. I'm holding XRP.
Yeah.
I'm holding some like when they first started.
Yeah.
Like, I grabbed some of that when it was like 20 cents.
That's when I got in. 23 cents.
Yeah.
It dropped down to 16 cents. I grabbed a bunch.
Yeah, I got some Ethereum. I hold. I think I got them when they were $85, something like that.
So you good? You good money?
Yeah, I got some of that too. So I've been holding. You know, sometime I trade and I find out real quick like, let me buy and hold.
Yeah.
You know, let me buy because you lose money transfer. You know,
absolutely
here and there.
That's how they get a lot of like one thing that I got away from Coinbase, and I'm not promoting any specific platform, whatever's easy for you to buy your stuff on,
Right.
buy your stuff on. But Coinbase fees out the ass.
Oh yeah.
I use crypto.com now. They still have a way of getting the money out of you, but it's not nearly as bad as Coinbase was. You know what I'm saying?
I first started with Binance.
Okay.
That's like I got into
Yeah.
the crypto. But man, I missed the ride of Bitcoin back in 2013 when a friend of mine told me like, hey man, you should get some crypto T. I'm like, man, what the heck is that? It's like get some Bitcoins. I'm like, man, I'm not buying that shit.
Yeah.
Then fast forward 2020, he texts me. He said, I told you. I was like, motherfucker. He's like, how many you have? He's like, I had double digits. I'm like, oh my
In 13, they were getting it for dollars and cents
Like,
at that time.
It was like not even $10 a piece. It was cheap. I mean, it was dirt cheap.
See, like those situations, they're not once in a lifetime situations, but I'm very cognizant of when people start to talk about things like that.
Yeah.
Like one of my buddies told me about XRP at that time. And I wasn't like I said, I wasn't heavy into crypto at that time. I was aware of it, but I hadn't really started investing heavy into it. But once I started looking at it and the potential of it, it was like, it only makes sense to invest. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's just like you have money sitting in the bank. Why not let it sit on one of these coins? Yeah, you take a risk of losing it, but you take a risk of losing it at the bank too. Hell, if you had 10 grand in the bank 2 years ago, that ain't the same 10 grand right now.
Yeah, the
You know what
buying
I'm saying?
power dropped.
Exactly. So the money's moving one way or the other. You might as well try to get ahead of it.
Oh yeah, you have to, because back in the day, I used to have like the XRP, Cardano, whatever. I'm still holding some of them, but the one that I like the most, it was Nvidia.
Okay. I remember Nvidia
was good.
It's huge.
It's huge. Like once 2020 hits, the shorter, the shorter of chips and all that stuff. Motherfuckers took off. Hey man, when I was trying to grab it, it was already like 180 and soaring. Now it's like what, 400 something?
Yeah.
Man.
Nvidia is booming. And they're saying it's going to
if I would have had in
to
2018, it would be like $60. Man. That would be money.
But you know what was really cool about, like, and for anybody who lost their life or lost a loved one during the COVID times, RIP's condolences. That was a rough time for everybody.
Everybody.
But when it came to making money, you almost could not miss on that ride back up. When things like when all the stocks, the whole market dropped tremendously. Man, if you got in on almost anything, almost every investment I made at that time, 5 or 6x'd. You know, from now we're talking about 3-4 years, time passing, sure, but where else are you getting returns like that?
Nowhere.
You know what I'm saying? So I say that to anybody who thinks about investing and hasn't started investing, man, why not?
Yeah.
If you got $20 here, $15 here, it don't take much, especially with crypto. You know what I'm saying? It's a little scary with the stock market because, if something's too cheap, it's too cheap for a reason.
Yep.
If it's crypto, man, if you could find a 25-cent coin, a 10, 15-cent coin that makes sense, that has utility.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what I like XRP. That's what I like XRP. Yep. I'm hoping one day it's replace the Swift payment.
Yeah.
That's what I'm waiting on.
Yeah.
Once it replaces the Swift payment,
hey, ball game. It's ball game.
It's gonna be like slingshot. Boom.
I'm really excited for the potential that it has. Even if it, there's a lot of naysayers when it comes to XRP. You see, the TikToks, the influencers that talk about what XRP will and won't do. The fact of the matter is, like I said earlier, if you got into it in 2019 or 2020, you're not gonna lose. Even if it don't go to 5, 10, 100, 10,000, whatever they're saying it could be, you're up. You know what I'm saying? Wait it out. Let it sit. Take you a little bit of profit. Do what you do. Now, let me ask you this. Do you think like on a coin like Bitcoin? So Bitcoin's peeled back a little bit. It's in the $80,000 range, I think. Me personally, I feel like that ship has sailed. How do you feel about like investing in a coin after it's had such exponential growth?
It's kind of hard because I'm in the fence with it. Because you could buy like $3,000 or $4,000, whatever, and you could make money off of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that that shot to the moon, you already lost.
Yeah,
it.
it's already gone. Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's like a kite. I mean, it's already flying high. You cannot. I mean, if you had the money, yeah,
Sure.
yeah. But I would go Ethereum.
Okay. What is it? What is Ethereum around? What is Ethereum at right now?
Man, I don't know about Ethereum. I know you keep making money.
Okay. Which one is the one that has the gas fees?
Oh, sure, you got me on that one.
That might be it's Ethereum or Solana or one. It's one of them that
I
has
know, I
the
heard.
gas fees to where whenever you're moving the money, they charge you.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like no matter what, you know what I'm saying? So that's an interesting one.
It is Bitcoin, Bitcoins, all that. It's just a big whale. I mean, it's already gone.
Yeah.
I mean, it is.
That's why I feel like $1,000 would go better investing in a coin that's got the potential to do what Bitcoin did.
Yeah,
as
definitely.
opposed to like, all right, let me get into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people make that mistake too. Like, oh, Bitcoin. And then you kind of FOMO in like, oh, well, let me buy some Bitcoin because that's what it's doing. And then next thing you know, I done lost money. And then a lot of people get in, man, you got to play the long game.
Yeah, you have to.
You got to play the long game.
Yeah, you got to do like Chinese does. They play the 50-year plan,
What?
100-year plan.
We started on China, man. China,
They playing 5D chess.
You just read my mind. Hey, he just read my mind. I wasn't gonna say 5D chess. I was gonna say 4D chess, but he just read my mind, man.
Yeah, they play the long game.
As a former military vet, I'm sure you've gotten to travel a lot. You've got to see the world and build perspective. I've been blessed, especially more recently, to be able to travel a lot. I go into the Caribbean a lot, so like Jamaica, Belize. I spend a lot of time in Mexico too. But what China's doing in the Caribbean that's going unnoticed to Americans. Americans are really like tunnel. A lot of Americans really have tunnel vision. Yeah, you already know. You already know what's going on in Canada or care, or know what's going on in Mexico or care, or But China is in almost every continent, and not only are they in the continent, like living and existing. They're changing the infrastructure of certain places. Like specifically, I'll speak to Jamaica. The Chinese got with the Jamaican government. They built a toll road that cuts through the middle of the island. So if you would visit Jamaica before most people fly into Montego Bay, that's where everybody hangs out, has a great time. Beautiful place. There was a highway that went around the island. So basically coastline the whole time. Beautiful drive. But it took a long time. The Chinese came in, the Jamaican government, we're going to build y'all a highway, a toll road. You got to pay the toll. So now there's money being made involved in it. But in that loan to build this highway, they negotiated like property, you know what I'm saying? Stake in the island, you know what I'm saying?
Minerals.
Stake in the government. Potential minerals too. And that's what they're doing everywhere. About the lithium in Mexico, you know what I'm saying? They got Chinese mining lithium in Mexico.
I didn't know that.
It's crazy. It's heavy duty. And I mean, I'm saying that's just a few countries that are close to us. I mean, these are countries that are a stone's throw away, a 3-hour flight away.
Easy.
And Africa, China's heavy in Africa, and
I know
they're doing their thing, man.
Yeah, I know they're heavy on that.
That's so. Whenever people are like, why is Trump like chumming up to Russia and China? I'd want to be China's friend, because if shit pops off,
Yeah. But what is your thoughts on tariff? Well, I mean, I want to see your perspectives. I know, because I want to just get like regular people like you.
Yeah.
Like, what do you think about
the
impacts of the tariff on the U.S.?
I look at it like this, and I'm selfish in a sense. Like, I care about everybody. I want to help as many people as I can help when I can. But at the end of the day, I really just care about me, my immediate family, some of my extended family, my close friend circle. Tariffs are going to raise prices on things, but I know that it's not going to affect my daily life really that much, because if it makes the price of a phone go up, how often do you buy a phone? If it makes the price of a computer or laptop go up, how often do you buy a computer or laptop? If it makes the price of cars go up, how often do I buy a car? You know what I'm saying?
That makes sense.
Now, tariffs on Mexico is going to make some of my produce prices go up. I'm a little upset that avocados are, 15, 16, 20 cents more than they were a couple months ago. But I'm going to still eat avocados, you know what I'm saying? There's certain things that tariffs might make me not buy. I might not shop as much. I might not buy stuff from Shein or Temu as much as I was. But in reality, man, I understand the long game. Like we talk about crypto, it's a long game. I think I understand what Trump is trying to do, or what the government is trying to do with implementing the tariffs. And I like that it made this a real conversation. I like that it's bringing awareness to people to understand that, yeah, we're tariffing people that have been tariffing the shit out of us for the longest. You know what I'm saying? And I like that it brought the conversation around that, hey, before we were taxed on our income, the government made all its money from tariffs. Now, I don't know if that's 100% true. Obviously, there's a lot of, literature and documentation that everybody's not going to sit down and read in its entirety. But when Trump and, Doge or whoever made that a talking point, when they brought that to a head, like, I'm sure that made a lot of people sit back and say, wow, why aren't we tariffing people more? Because then it makes sense. Yep. Like if I don't have to pay income tax, if you take my tax rate down from 22% to 8%, fuck. You know what I'm saying? Like, who's not signing up for that?
Right.
If it takes you from 12% to 4%, who's not signing up for that?
Yeah, that's what they're looking for. That's their target goal. Just kind of like take, instead of like IRS, Internal Revenue Service, it's gonna be the ERS. You know what I mean? The External Revenue Service. You know what I mean?
Love it.
I love it too. I mean, it's nothing wrong. Like, hey, I don't want to be taxed on my income. You know how much money that would bring to every single family?
Absolutely.
Bro, I mean, you're talking about, like, let's say you make let's say you make 70 grand. You will easily pay by 10 grand on taxes.
Easily.
Easy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Easy. My wife pay around 14 a year. So let's say it's 10 grand, let's say per person, per family or per person, more in your bank account.
What couldn't you do?
That will ignite the economy. Like, tariff, the tariff the fuck out of us. That doesn't even matter.
Nope.
We got the money.
And then at the same time, you can choose what you buy.
It's
people,
always
people panic and like, oh, everything's. I don't have to buy the most expensive stuff. I don't have to buy certain things. I don't have to. Some people. It was funny when they did the whole DH gate. They talked about the Chinese not scam, but how they all of the high end Italian luxury brands are made in China.
A lot of people got hurt about that.
A lot of people were hurt behind that. But you should have knew already. One fashion house owns all the popular fashion houses. Gucci, Prada, all of those are owned by the same person, the same company, right? So if you're them, you're not competing with anybody. Why wouldn't you let the Chinese make this stuff? It's cheaper. It's always going to be cheaper. And what do you want to do in business? You'll make the most money, right?
That's all about money. It's all about, it's like the benefit for the investors.
Absolutely.
You're always looking out for the investors. Once you become a public company and people invest on your company, you have to look out for them.
That's who's the most important.
It's not the client. It's not, no. Yep. It's the investors. And people don't get it. And Trump get it.
Absolutely.
And people who understand how the money move and how it works, people understand it. Like, you open mind, you understand it. Like,
absolutely.
I mean, you can see behind the curtain and be like, okay, I know what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
I cannot get mad at him because I will do the same thing. Absolutely. You know what I mean? But some people got hurt. I mean, let's say now you brought a point of the illusion of competition.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett, perfect example. He owns Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
He owns by the same guy. And he make commercials fighting against each other.
Yeah, he make them shit on each other. But that's like I don't know how big of a hip hop fan you are. Recently, you've gotten to see that exact thing with the Drake and Kendrick Lamar situation.
Yeah, I've seen that.
These two guys having probably the biggest rap battle in the history of hip hop. Mm-hmm. Both under the same company. you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. Like, it's ridiculous. It's like, that's like you say, the illusion of competition.
Yeah, keep the money in house, pretty much.
Because I think naturally people want to pick sides. And that's why politics does what it does to people. That's why sports does what it does to people. Anything where you got to choose one or the other, you might make a motherfucker fight somebody behind a football team. Why? Why would you get into an altercation with a person behind a team that don't pay you, don't know who you are. You had to pay them to go. You had to pay to go see them, and then you gonna fight somebody in defense of the team.
Yep.
Like we deal with the illusion of competition.
It's always illusion, always. I mean, you have to buy their food, their merch. I mean, they movie merch. They make you fight. They make you argue on TikTok, on Instagram, and for the end, they're owned by the same company.
Yes,
it's
sir.
it's like a WWE stuff, man.
That's exactly what it is.
It is. I mean, they fight each other on camera, on behind the scenes. Man, they throw better party to each other. You know what I mean?
They're the best of friends.
They say, hey, let's cook out this weekend.
Man, it's wild. It's wild.
It is wild.
It's the world is a stage.
And
like
people get wrapped up around it. People get wrapped up real quick. I don't get in my feelings. I like sports. Don't get me wrong.
Who's your teams?
I don't even really follow teams.
Okay,
man.
okay.
I'm just like, because I understand the game.
Yeah, there we go.
I understand the game. Like if I have family coming over, they'd be like, "Hey, I want to go to the NBA game. All right, let me get you tickets." And we could watch it. I mean, I don't care who playing and who got the best stats. I don't care. I don't care. I just taking my guest there and just like, hey, we have a good time. We watch the game, take pictures, and that's it.
Great thing to do too. When you're entertaining somebody, you got a guest. Sports events are very badass.
Easy.
You know what I'm saying? For
Easy.
sure.
They can eat, have a good time.
Absolutely.
It's a good energy. When you go there, you see the energy of the people.
Nice.
And I like that. But not talking about that, I've never been on the NFL game. I mean, I've been on hockey games.
Okay.
Baseball.
I've never been to a hockey game. That's on the bucket list.
Yeah, it's good.
That's on the bucket list for sure.
Yeah, hockey games are good, but I never been on the NFL. I'm trying. Probably this year. I'll probably go to the Cowboy Stadium.
So
yeah, I would like to go, or the Titans over here in Houston.
Okay, I'll say this. I love sporting events. Football games are my least favorite to go to the stadiums.
How so?
But it's my favorite sport to watch on TV. I feel like the television product is almost far and away. I don't want to say far and away better than the live experience, because obviously if you go to a playoff game or a game that has stakes involved, that can be a really good experience. But you can also go all the way to the stadium and watch your team get their ass kicked real good, and now you got a sad ride home. Whereas if your team gets gets their ass kicked on TV, you can just change the channel and keep it moving. But
it's true. Facts.
But it's because it's so big. Like the stadiums are so big, you could be sitting in a position where the game's happening all the way over there. You know what I'm saying? It's really
you can mix the action.
Going on.
Yeah.
What I like to do, and we started doing this a few years ago, basically because I didn't feel like the product at NRG, like the stadium itself, is the experience there wasn't all that great, but. Me and my wife started traveling to games. And I went solo first, but then I brought her along because I had so much fun. The first game I went to out of town is I traveled to see the Texans play the Broncos at Mile High Stadium, which is one of the, legendary stadiums, fucking open air, jet flyovers during the national anthem. Like, the energy just crazy.
Yeah, it's good.
And then the history there, too, with the Broncos, 2 Super Bowls, John Elway, all that good stuff. And then we did Chicago, Soldier Field, another old stadium, airplane flyovers during the national anthem. You're sitting in the stadium, you can see the skyline, you got the lake next to you, a beautiful experience. So it's something about traveling and being an on the road fan, because you get a lot of shit too, which is a part of the fun, because people gonna talk shit to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you were,
gotta laugh it off. Now I wouldn't go to, I don't think I'd go to New York, Philly,
hell no.
I'd go to Las Vegas now that the Raiders moved, but I probably wouldn't have went to see them in Oakland and shit. But like San Francisco, I'm probably good on traveling to them. If I did, I'd probably wear San Francisco or the team gear. I wouldn't I wouldn't go with my Texan shit on to one of them. But it's fun, man. That's a part of the fun, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you'd be sticking out like a sore thumb. Like everybody red and you like.
I tell you, it was fun, man, when we went to see the Bears play the Texans, and that was a fucking one of them games where we lost on some last minute bullshit, so it was tough. But there was a guy, he had his Texans jersey on, and every time he would get up to go to concession stand or the restroom, they would boo him from the moment he walked out to up to his seat. And it was a long walk, and just getting booed the whole time. And me and my wife were just laughing like, damn, that's crazy. And like, I had my little jacket on, so I could just take my little Texans jacket off and, have navy blue and blend in a little bit. But it was fun. Great experiences. But you should definitely, man. Where are you from originally?
Puerto Rico.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
I'm trying to take a trip to Puerto Rico this year, man.
Yeah,
You have to let me know
you should
some of
go.
the good spots.
No passport needed.
That's what it is. My brother can't get a passport for certain reasons I won't discuss. But Puerto Rico, you don't need a passport, and I heard that's one of the most beautiful places.
Yeah, yeah. We have crypto billionaires living in the island.
Who's that? Didn't Logan or Jake Paul or
They
Logan
both
Paul?
live there. They live in my hometown.
No shit.
Yeah, Dorado, Puerto Rico. That's where I'm from.
Oh shit. Okay, that's what's up.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
what's it like there? What do you think the appeal is outside of just having to pay? I'm sure there's some tax breaks involved.
Oh yeah, they get a huge tax.
Okay.
Yeah, they pay like 4% capital gains tax.
Oh,
It's 4%.
that ain't.
And that's a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot of saving.
I mean, that's a lot of saving.
Yeah.
And I don't know where's the other one. I know you got capital gains, and then you got the other one tax.
And I'm assuming like I don't want to say like Texas because Puerto Rico is not considered a state, but do they have a state tax?
It's a territory.
Okay. So would they have something comparable to a state tax there?
They have a state tax, like a state income tax,
Yeah.
and they whatever. But they get they get subsidized. You know,
Okay.
they get the breaks and whatnot. But there are certain caveats on the law because you have to invest in the island. You know what I mean? That's why you see Jake Paul involved in boxing and building gyms and renewing.
That's badass.
Because that's part of the deal.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that he doing it because he holding his side of the bargain.
Word.
I mean, he doing his thing. Like,
Word.
okay, he's like, hey, you have to be in Puerto Rico, but you have to do this and that.
Word.
And he's doing it. And I applaud that. And some other billionaires, they don't do that. You know, they just they get the money, they get the benefits, but they don't do shit.
They don't give back.
Yeah, they don't give back, but he does.
And
Yeah.
I think people don't realize how important things like that are in the grand scheme. Like if you take hope, if you take vision, if you take like that cachet to anywhere, it's a morale boost in itself.
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
if you're in El Dorado, is it Dorado?
Dorado, yeah.
If you're in Dorado, Puerto Rico, and you see Jake Paul, or you can ride by and see Jake Paul's house, that lets you know that I might be able to achieve that one day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's one thing that was always like with me growing up, man. Being in Houston, I love Houston because you can see anything you want to see here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? You can see the worst of the worst, and you can see the best of the best. And I remember being a kid and being, driving and cutting through River Oaks, you know what I'm saying, to catch the Allen Parkway and seeing them big ass houses and being like, damn, this ain't far from, it's not even far from us. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, it just gives you that, like I could accomplish this one day if I work hard enough, if I invest good enough, if I make the best moves, you know what I'm saying?
You can make some money, and it's a lot of motivation around here. That's what I like.
Absolutely.
That's what I like Houston.
Yeah.
Like in Puerto Rico, you can see Jake Paul running through the town.
That's dope.
And I seen people taking videos of him just jogging around with guys.
That's badass.
And that's badass. I mean, like how you can see a guy is almost a billionaire
Yep.
running around with no bodyguards, and he just like jogging.
Yeah, and you could say, hey, he might wave back to you.
Yeah.
Like, man, that's inspiration in itself, man.
And yeah, that's good, and that's what I like Houston. Like here in Houston, like you mentioned, it's a lot of people here.
Oh yeah,
it's a lot of athletes, business owner.
Sir.
You got celebrities here.
Yep.
You could see if you go out enough, you could see them. You could bump into them. I mean, I like boxing. They got the Charlotte brothers.
Mm-hmm.
They got Jamal, and I took a picture with him way back in 2011 when starting boxing, whatever. And I see them, and now they're from Houston, and I seen sometimes I see the Lambo driving by. Sometimes I see Paul Wall driving on the highway.
Yeah.
His Cadillac.
Real talk.
Yeah. And I see him on 45 and be
That
like, hey,
makes
that's
you
Paul
feel.
Wall
That
right
makes
there.
you feel like, especially as a kid, like, as us grown ups, it's cool. It's like we think about it like it's nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's like oh shit, that's bad. But if you're a kid,
oh yeah,
and you're coming
that's
from
big.
a space where, like, man, you see that, man, that could be a game changer for you.
It could be.
Could flip the switch to make you. You know what I'm saying? Say like, damn, I got to turn up. I got to activate. I got to start thinking now. I got to start planning for my future now.
Yeah,
for sure.
And we have to just kind of instill those values on those kids nowadays.
Absolutely.
You have to like push them to the
Absolutely.
to be independent, but sometimes be confident too.
For sure.
You have to push them. You have to give them role models too. You got bunches of role models in Houston.
That's
I
a
mean, you
fact.
have a lot of people here.
Yeah, you got a bunch of people that look the part for sure. You know what I'm saying? Who we don't know what the personal lives is like, but on the outside, we got a bunch of us that look the part.
I never
for sure.
realized that when I got here. I'm like, damn, so and so live like 2 minutes from my house, and I'm like, this guy live like 10 minutes from here. I'm like, I gotta step my game up. So you know what I mean. So and it's good because it kind of like level up. If you're that person that like be competitive,
that helps.
That helps. But if you're weak in your head, that brings you down too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you have to be confident. But it is good, man. I like Houston. I love Houston. I go out a lot. You go out a lot. I see your videos, man. You be like eating food, traveling.
Yeah, I do. I'm like I don't know how to explain it, but I get fatigued sometimes. Like I get burnt out quick, like on going out like that. Like, but at the same time, I do enjoy it. Like I like vlogging, I like experiencing the different things. I like being in the mix. It's energizing in a sense, but I have to kind of balance it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what I'll typically do is I'll make like a month where I just go crazy. I do everything. I do everything I want to do. I'm here, there, I'm everywhere. And then I'll take a month to just kind of sit back and edit the videos and stuff that I made in that time, and then just kind of relax, enjoy the family, you know what I'm saying, and not think about putting content out and not think about having to make it. Because I think that is a burden in itself as well. Like, man, I got to make content. I got to find something to do. I got to make something that's compelling. And then sometimes it don't hit the way you want it to hit, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, dang, well, I did all of that just to not really get the results I wanted. I found a way to just find the fun in it. I found the fun in it. Let me say that. Like, I make sure that whatever I'm doing, I'm enjoying it. I try to enjoy life as much as I can, brother. I love like just living every day that I wake up and that sun comes up. It's like, hey man, I'm here, baby. What we gonna do today? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's good to be alive.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's good to be.
Yeah, man. I just try to pass that on and instill that in the people around me. Really, I'm a real positive person. I try to be extremely positive, but I don't hang out like I don't do the. I feel like I'm too old. The clubs ain't what they used to be.
Yeah, I'm about to ask you that. Like, you don't like clubbing?
Yeah, man, the clubs ain't what they used to be, man. I came from a different clubbing era, you know what I'm saying? So,
well, hey, now talking about clubbing, like, what was the song like popping up in the club when you start going out to the scene? I can tell you mine, but I want to hear yours.
I started going to teen clubs in middle school. So,
how far back was that?
Man, that would have been in 2002. We can go all the way back to the year 2000. We were doing trade winds, the skating rink. You know what I'm saying? We go hang out at the skating rink at midnight. They block off half the skating rink, and the DJ turn music on, and it's going down. You know what I'm saying? And that's back that thing up. You know? Cash Money taking over for the 99 2000. Yeah. I got to see the whole wave of booty shaking, twerking, all of that.
Birdman,
all of that. From 99, 2000 up until when did I stop like going to clubs? See, I forget the year that it switched. Let's say it happened in 2011 or 12.
Yeah.
You know what? It was before that. I'd say about 2009, a switch flipped where the clubbing experience started to transition more to like an exclusive thing, like, oh, you got to get a section and you got to buy bottles. It started to go more to phones out. The chicks just want to look pretty. They didn't come to dance. You know what I'm saying? The dance floor started to look a lot more stiff and still. I come from that era where the dance floor was moving. Yeah. Where they was swag surfing. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of male bonding was going on at that time too. There was a lot of people that was throwing their sets up. It was a lot of that going on in there too. You know, but I came from that whistle while you twerk.
Oh yeah.
That was a little earlier.
Yeah.
But the Yang Yang twins.
How old are you?
I'm 38.
38. I'm the same age. Like I started 2000. Like in Puerto Rico, we never heard like I came from a humble family, so we didn't have cable TV or nothing.
Yeah.
You know, my house when my parents grew up, it's like a shed. It used to be like a 15 by 15 house, you know, and it used to be very humble. So when I got out Puerto Rico and got to stay for the first time, went in the military, you know, did my basic training and all that.
So you came
straight from the island
to go to the military.
Yeah.
So 18, I'm assuming.
I was 18. Yeah.
Oh shit.
So it was for me a big change. Like, damn, like
Culture shock.
Culture
almost
shock,
like that.
no family, just
Yeah.
me. So I learned how to, to do everything on my own.
Word.
You know what I mean? So when I came in and my friends, they were whites and blacks, all kinds of
Yeah,
shapes and
eclectic.
colors. I didn't care. They're like, hey, Julio, let's go to the club. I'm like, all right, let's go. When I went there, the first song that I heard, Mike Jones.
Hey,
Back then,
hey.
they did it for me. Now I have it all on me. Bro, that shit got me going. And then fucking, what was the other one? Nas. It was Nas back in the day.
Okay.
Yeah, they got Nas.
Love Nas, man. Shout out
Coolio.
Nas. Yeah, for sure.
They got.
For sure.
And then what was the other one? Little John.
Lil Jon, the crunk era.
Yeah, the
Lil Jon had it
2000s.
going crazy, man. Like that was with the same age.
Yeah,
that was
Slim
our
Thug,
era. Yeah,
Paul
man, it was
Wall.
different. It was an
Swisher House.
experience in itself.
It was good.
Absolutely.
And
I wouldn't trade it for anything.
I was in Korea on my first duty station.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah. So we went there, and that's the first song that I heard when we went to the club, and man, it got stuck with me. Mike Jones.
You never forget.
I remember when
stuff like that.
Remember when he said his number?
Yep.
And everybody was dialing his number.
281-330-8004. Hit Mike Jones up on the low because Mike Jones about to blow. I'm not even a big Mike Jones fan, but I mean, I know what the number is.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody
Shout out
knows.
to Mike Jones. Shout out to Swish House. Love the Swish House. Matter
yeah.
of fact, man. Very, very huge inspirations to the city. Like, it was funny you talk about seeing Paul Wall and people like that.
Yep.
So my pops had a body shop off of Gulf Bank in Sweetwater, and there was another popular body shop that did candy paint and custom paint jobs right around the corner. So always we would see, Paul Wall, and Guyu was always with Paul. You see Slim, you see Z. I think they did Zeros, the Chrysler 300 he had a couple years ago. They did that over there. Like, man, it was so cool to always just be like, damn, you never know who you're gonna see. And then, I'd always just throw the deuce. I don't know, I don't know him from Adam at the time, you know what I'm saying? And they throw it back. It was always fun, man.
It was a good time back then.
Hell yeah.
I mean, it wasn't that bad. Like nowadays, it kind of like more aggressive.
Yeah.
But back then,
Music right now, man.
back then was good. I had a good time.
Absolutely.
And the same thing that happened to me, 2010, 2012. It's like,
Yeah, it changed, man.
It can't change.
The scene itself just switched. It was like, it wasn't as fun.
Start having kids, and I'm like, man, I'm good.
Yeah. And sometimes it's better to be at the house anyway.
Sometimes.
Or better to be with the family. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I think it's about balance. I think it's still fun to go out and experience nightlife.
Oh, yeah.
I don't do it as nearly as often because all the homeboys got families too. So it's not as easy to just make a couple phone calls and round up the posse and be in the streets. It's a little more difficult. It's got to be a little more planned out. You know what I'm saying?
It's true though.
But at the same time, dude, man, I feel like there's always some bullshit going on too. There's always a stabbing or a shooting and if I gotta go pay to get in the club and buy a bottle and get shot in the ass, I don't,
Yeah, it's kind of hard. It's kind of hard to go. You know what I mean? It's like
that ain't never gonna be worth it.
Especially when you're thinking about it and like, oh, let me go to the club, and you look at your phone. It's like last night somebody got shot, and you're like, there you go, my plans. I'm not going anymore. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So, I understand your point, man. It's like the same thing for me. Like 2010, kind of like I'm not going no more.
Yeah.
So I'm good, man.
So how long have you been in Houston?
I would say 2 years. 2 years.
Okay.
Because I got out of the military, moved to Dallas.
Okay. D-Town.
So it was 2017. I moved to Dallas. We were there for 2 years. Moved back to Puerto Rico.
Okay.
To see if I like it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everything changed back
And
then.
that was your first time going back and trying to stay back home?
Yeah, stay permanently. And so for me, it was like a shock. They see like nothing improved,
Wow.
So I was like, kind of disappointed.
Yeah.
So I was there for about 2 years.
Would you
and then
say
moved
that,
back
like,
to the States?
like, obviously you go to other countries, Mexico and Caribbean, I speak about it. Our money goes a lot further in those places. Is it similar in Puerto Rico, or is Puerto Rico use the U.S. dollar?
Yeah, we use
okay,
it.
So
We've been using the U.S. dollar
okay.
since 1914, 1908, something like
shit.
that. Because like a lot of people say, Puerto Rico got invaded by the U.S., which it was true.
Yeah.
We got invaded, and then we got
we
got naturalized. They made us citizens to go fight the war. You know what I mean? That was the amendment.
That was the aim that they was aiming for.
But we were invaded by Spain.
Okay.
And France like a couple times in between 1400s.
Okay.
to the 1800s.
Way back when.
Way back when. And then we got invaded, I believe, to be exact, on 1898 by the U.S. They kicked out the, they fought,
so
fought
they came
Spain
in
and kicked out
Gotcha.
Spain. And they remained, and we started using the dollar and all that stuff. But for me, I like Puerto Rico. I love it, but my choice is just be here. I got used to. It's like if you go to a place and you're living so long here. Most of my life is here.
Yeah.
So Puerto Rico, my family's still there. It's cool.
Yeah.
You know, I go
visit for sure.
But not even 4 days. I'm heading back home. You know what I mean? It's expensive though.
Yeah. So that's I guess
expensive.
that's what I was really getting at. It's expensive, I imagine. If they're using the US dollar, then I know it's expensive.
It's expensive because everything's imported.
Yeah.
And then we have the Jones Act, which is like another tariff on top of everything coming. So, for example, if you buy a car here in the States, let's say you go and buy a BM.
Yeah.
Like 3 Series, you know, whatever. And you pay here in the States, let's say you pay 48 for it. In Puerto Rico, you're going to pay like at least 52.
Because you got to pay the tax.
Because you got to pay 37% tariff on it. Everything is imported. 98%.
They probably hate to hear the word tariff.
Yeah. And we're getting tariff.
The most shit.
We've been tariff for almost like 120 years.
Wow.
You know, and nobody bats an eye on that. So it is like that. So in Puerto Rico, everything's expensive. Like oil is expensive. Cars.
See, I was thinking I was gonna get a cheap vacation. I guess not.
You could. I mean, no, don't get me wrong. You could go to places and you find like quality food or quality stuff, but the price is gonna be comparable to here.
That's the one thing I love about Mexico specifically. Man, food is so much cheaper. Eating out, any restaurant experience that's outside of a commercial or like a
tourist area.
A tourist area. Oh man, like you sit down and feed 6 people
easy
for $35 US
every day.
Couldn't do that here at all.
You
couldn't feed 6 people tacos for $35 in Houston.
You
know what I'm saying? And I'm talking just fajita, cilantro, and onions. You know what I'm saying?
Pretty much.
Corn tortillas, you can't feed 6 people. $35.
My daughter asked me for tacos the other day. I bought 4 and I paid like almost $20 for them. You know what I mean?
Hey, shout out to y'all know I'm a foodie. I'm a food connoisseur. Yeah. Look, man, I don't ever want to talk noise, but when it comes to price points, I'm big on price points. I went to Space City Birria. The birria was cool. I had agua fresca. I think I had the cucumber lime joint. It was cool. A torta and agua fresca. $21.
God.
If you're saying that don't sound bad, you're part of the problem. That shit shouldn't cost that much.
Yeah, it's like a haircut.
Yeah, man, I thought this should be $7 or $8, and an agua fresca at the most should be $5.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. What
for
are we doing?
32 ounces, it should be like $5.
It used to be $3 and it went to $4. Right now, I went to the rodeo one year. They had the $16. I get it. I know that it's the rodeo.
Yeah, my son went there. He's like, hey, after rodeo.
Look, there's no way I could justify to myself paying $16 for a large anything that doesn't have alcohol in it. You know what I'm saying? Like you just be honest. But
it's out of control, man.
It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, I heard you were a foodie, man. I like to eat too. I like barbecue. You like Texas barbecue?
Love barbecue, man. I almost want to do a national barbecue tour. That might be coming in 2026 where I go try that Kansas City barbecue, that St. Louis barbecue, you know what I'm saying?
Well, you going national.
I want to go national with it. But nowhere beats Texas, man. Texas, these boys out here love that barbecue, man. These boys out here love that barbecue.
Yeah, we have if you put the 20 best barbecues in the entire nation, Texas holds at least 10 of them.
For sure. For sure. And I don't understand sweet barbecue. Are you a sweet barbecue kind of guy?
I like traditional barbecue.
Like savory barbecue, man.
I like heavy season, brisket, tri-tip.
Come on now.
Come on. You know, you gotta have the biscuit like on the skillet, not like made biscuit.
Yeah,
You know, I like the
no
one.
tomfoolery.
Yeah,
You know what
I
I'm
like
saying?
the one on the skillet,
I
like
want to
iron
see.
skillet.
I want to see old school come out in the morning with the apron on, dirty and roughed up. I want to see him sweating already because he cooking brisket. That's how I want to. That's how I want to see. I want to feel that authentic vibe. I don't want to feel like they just had that in the microwave. You know what I'm saying? Nah, that ain't gonna work.
Yeah, I like to sneak in the back though. If I see the guy over there sweating, like, hey, if he's doing this and grabbing the sweat,
Hey, you know it's real.
and just like pow, dropping it on the brisket, you know that means it's good.
Hey, that ain't nothing but a little extra seasoning,
Hey,
man. That ain't nothing but a little.
He's patting his neck like,
hey, sweating on the brisket. That's crazy.
Hey, you put that sweat on the bread, like on the buns.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. What's your favorite? What's your go-to meal? Like, I know you like barbecue. What's your go-to? Not just barbecue, but just in general, go-to food.
Man, I love to go to restaurants too.
Okay.
Like Papa Do's.
Man, you got a lot in common. Papa Do's probably
Papa
my
Do's
favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
Like as far as a
like a high end.
high how would I say it? I would say low because it's not Del Frisco's. It's not like a fancy place, but it's a nice place. It's not Fleming's. It's not Perry's, but I love that place for whatever reason. Papa Do's, Papa's Bros, Papa's Burger,
Papacitos. I like Papacito Cantina. That's good. I like to get the platter. My kids love the shrimp with the jalapeno on it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Bacon wrap. I don't eat pork. I don't eat pork, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, the bacon wrap. I like the bacon wrap. And the jalapeno with cream cheese on it. Oh, yeah, I like that.
Stuffed jalapenos, man.
Yeah, fajitas. You know, they got the little birds, like, whatever.
Oh, the quail, yeah.
The quails. Yeah. They got the quails, too. I like that. I like food, man. Is it a
Cornish hen or is it a quail?
I think Cornish hen.
It's Cornish hen. I think it might be Cornish hen.
Yeah, man. Yeah, that's what my family love to do. Every month, we pick a place to go.
And go check it. Go enjoy it.
We go check it out. I mean, we've been all over the place. And we eat out, not a lot, but I would say more than the normal family.
Yeah.
So
and I think that's good. Like I always like to, I try to do it. I try every weekend to just go have a nice meal. It doesn't always have to be a fancy place to be anything. Just to get the family, get the kids out of the house, let them see something. All they're gonna do is order chicken tenders and fries anyway. But you know what I'm saying? We get them out
for you and your wife. Something
you know
different.
What I'm saying? Enjoy an environment, a fun environment. But
what is your place?
I'm a huge burger connoisseur. So a good like high end burger, like I mentioned, Papa's Burger on Westheimer, tremendous burgers. You know what I'm saying? There's so many different places. Perry's makes a really good burger. Beck's Prime, Beck's Prime burgers, fire. Like there's so many really good burger places that you can go spend. Biggio's has I think a $26 burger that I wasn't crazy about, but it was a fun experience there. The TV was fucking like 2 stories tall, so like this is cool. The burger's expensive, but this is cool. But man, I'm a burger guy. Like I like burgers, man.
Man, I like to eat everything. Seafood burgers, steaks.
Seafood too. Seafood is top tier.
Yeah, that's what I like from Houston. It's so many places you can go.
Absolutely.
And you cannot never repeat, man.
Yeah, you could, man, and they're popping up by the day.
Every day.
Every time I look on TikTok, I see a new restaurant that I never heard of. And I love it. I love that we're connected the way we are now. Networking is the way it is, to where you can build a network of friends that you might never meet, but you can learn from them. You can find out things. You can find the hidden gems and whatnot. I love that. But I hate when a place gets so hyped up that you get like a Trill Burger line. Or, you know what I'm saying? Something like that. Like, Trill Burger's good. Shout out to Trill Burger, but I can't wait an hour to get a burger. I don't want to wait an hour to eat anything, to be honest.
Yeah, me neither. I try to go on the low hours.
Yeah.
So like my kids love like Japanese or Chinese food.
Nice.
You know,
sushi.
They love sushi.
Yeah.
So we go to the this hot pot. You know,
where you cook your own
meal.
Yeah. And that's a fun experience thing.
Oh
too,
yeah, I
right?
take my kids. They go crazy. I'm like, just order whatever. You know what I mean? They just cook their own stuff and they make their own recipes, whatnot. And that's good. So they let them experience something that I never experienced.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
And that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
You know, building on that experience, giving them kids the things you didn't have, particularly.
So, let's talk about barbecue, man, because I'm pretty big on barbecue. What piece do you like the most? What is your like? If you can take out of all cuts Which one would you like to eat the most?
Easily, I'm a loose cut brisket guy. I could eat that beef sausage, beef smoked sausage, all day long
With jalapeno on it? Ooh.
beef ribs, like them dino ribs. They call them dino ribs.
Yeah,
a good tender beef rib.
Yeah.
If I had to choose one and not mess with any of the other ones, it would be the brisket. Brisket has a special place in my heart because you could do so many things with it.
Yep.
You take brisket, chop it up, mix it with some eggs. You know what I'm saying? You make a sandwich out of it. You know what I'm saying? You could do almost anything. I done put brisket on all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? You put it on a potato, put it on some French fries. You could do anything with brisket. So I'm a big brisket guy, man. How about yourself?
Me, I will go ribs.
Okay.
I like ribs.
Now all ribs ain't created equally though. You like the meat falling off the bone?
Yeah.
Do you like it?
I like it half and half.
Okay.
I don't like the falling off the bone because it's kind of lose the fun of eating. You know, I like just to bite on it and stay in place. If it move, if it just like slide off the bone just a little bit, I can take
cool
that.
with that?
I'm
Okay.
cool. And brisket, my second option.
You know what?
Because it's the same. You can chop it up. You can cut it, dice it. You can put it on pasta. You can do it in burrito, sandwich. You know what I mean? You could do stew. You could, you could do a lot of stuff. You can mix it up with different beef.
Word. No, that's true.
You know, in Puerto Rico, we do that. We call it tripleta.
Do they do barbecue a lot in Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's like the go-to foods in Puerto Rico? Let me ask you that.
It's one place called Guavate.
Okay.
All right. Guavate is they call it the pork mile.
Okay.
So it's a wavy road in the mountains. It's dead center in Puerto Rico, and if it's about 25 minutes from the airport, you go there, bro. You have a day of your life, man.
Just eating, drinking.
You could just basically bar hop all the way to the mountain.
That sounds badass.
Yeah, you could go. They got live music every weekend.
Okay.
And you got people on bikes, quads. You got people on drive motorcycle, motocross, and all that stuff.
Okay.
And then the people riding horses up and down. You can drink. They have like sweets. They have pastries. They have drinks.
It's almost everything you could imagine. Everything you could imagine. All in the strip, basically.
All in the strip. Guavate, man.
Guavate.
You can eat guavate.
Guavate. Okay.
Yeah, you can eat
make a note of that.
Everything.
Okay.
I mean, you will not even make it to the top. You're already full, man. You eat on the first or whatever. You eat, you dance, and by the time you get out of there, your feet gonna hurt. You already depleted all your energy, so you be hungry again. If you were drunk, you sober, and then you keep going up the ladder.
You balance it out, so you just keep climbing, drink it, dance it off, and keep going. Go to the next spot. Yeah, that sounds badass, man.
Yeah, the food is not bad. The food is not bad. Every spot is spot
good.
on. Yeah, you got pork. They
got a whole pig.
They got the whole piggy there.
Yeah,
and they chop it up like, hey, what you want? You want the ribs? You want the quarter?
You go pick your part.
You can pick your part.
Use your pig feet, some snout, anything you want, more or less.
Everything. Okay. So it's good. It's good. I've been there like a couple of times and I love it. Yeah. It's a good experience though because people are happy. People
That's the most important thing, man. When you get to a place where everybody is enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
You can't help but have a good time.
No,
you know what I'm saying? Like when I travel, man, and I find these pockets of people who they might not have a lot of money, man, but they having the time of their lives. It's infectious.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And I think that's one thing we talked about going to the clubs. When you find now, I see a lot of events going on. They're doing like not necessarily block parties, but they have this events with a DJ and a bunch of people that are out there in good spirits. Man, that's the type of shit where you go, you have a good time. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Going to the clubs, I feel like there's a lot of negative energy in clubs for whatever reason. But
I like to go out like that, like travel and stuff like that. Take my kids, they love it. So that's my next plan is to go El Salvador.
Nice.
Anything? It's safe now.
It's safe. I've heard such things. Yeah.
It's very safe.
It's one of the safest places.
Yeah, I have my boy over there.
Do you? Oh, so you know somebody down there?
Yeah, I know somebody.
Okay, that's key. That's key. That is key.
Yeah, I know somebody there. So that's on my plan, just to go. Probably not this year, but next year.
Okay.
Just go there and have a good time. Hey, the food is good.
I believe
it's very good. Very affordable.
Okay.
So it's your dollar would go long ways.
That's what I like. I like whenever I can take $100 and do everything I'm trying to do in a day. Mm-hmm. Eat, drink, you know what I'm saying, the excursions, all that good stuff. I love it whenever you can enjoy yourself and not break the bank. Even though sometimes you got to break the bank a little bit, but it's always fun whenever you don't have to.
Oh yeah, definitely. And especially when the family having fun and you eating good, you eating organic.
Another thing
food.
I love about being out of the country.
Oh yeah,
the quality of
vegetables
food that we're eating.
Oh
yeah.
Oh, it looks different.
It does. Right? It looks different, tastes different.
Yep.
You feel different after you eat it. Like it's deep, man.
And it's the people. It's the connection with the people too.
Yeah.
Like the people there. Like when you go inland, like I said, like you go very inland, deep.
Yeah.
Where no tourists have ever gone before.
Ooh. I love to get away from the tourist spots too. I'm not big on tourists. I'm not big on tourist attractions, man. I'm not big on that. Like,
yeah. I'm burnt out.
I want to feel the authenticity of where I'm at.
Yeah.
Even if I was in the States, like I would want to be in the areas, like if I'm vacation, if I'm traveling, I want to go see what it's like deep down in the Delta. If we talking about like the Mississippi, I want to see what the swamps of Florida is like. I don't want to be where everybody's hanging out. If I'm in New Orleans, I don't want to be on Bourbon Street. Take me to where the real people are. You know what I'm saying? Take me where it's authentic at. I like that.
Yeah, I did a couple trips already. I went to Alabama. Huntsville, Alabama. That's deep there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
down
deep.
in the backwoods.
Oh yeah. When they saw me out there, they're like, I will not say the word. It started with the N, but
they didn't know, huh? They was like, which?
I would call it the LSN. You know what I mean? LSN. That's like, that's an LSN with green eyes? The heck? I will not say the word because people are gonna get upset about it. But that was hilarious. That was hilarious. I went there for a fishing tournament. So
nice. Oh, so you're a fisherman?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't fished in probably years since I started this, but I used to fish a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm trying to pick it up, man. I took my boy fishing a couple weeks ago just to get out there. Bought him a reel. We cast it a couple times. And I heard that Texas just restocked a lot of ponds and whatnot.
Really? I had to look it up. So
supposedly there's 4 in the Houston area that have been restocked. So it might be a good time to do some more fishing. So that's something I'm trying to get into. As a youth, whenever they were trying to like teach me how to fish and do all of that up in Central Texas, I just didn't have no interest in it. I didn't have the patience for it. You know what I'm saying? But now that I'm older, you know what I'm saying, you got a cooler, you got some beer, you got some music. It's nothing to cash. Just sit back and be like, all right.
Just chill. Yeah, it's some me time. That's what I see it.
Yeah, for
Sit there for 2-3 hours, just chill. Like if you get something good, if you don't get nothing,
yeah, it's all good.
It's all good.
This got the store on the way home. You know what I'm saying? You can buy, you buy some fish on the way home.
You buy something like fresh from the market. Like, hey, this is what I got.
Yeah, buy a whole red snapper or something.
It's like where do you go? You went to the pond. It's like, is this fish from freshwater? No, that's saltwater fish. Oh yeah, you have to get some fun. You have to have the balance. That's
absolutely.
It's very important. Like when you have kids and work and you're doing social media, because it takes a lot too.
Absolutely.
Social media, it's kind of draining though.
Man, it's. I don't want to keep saying balance, but I feel like with social media, balance is important. It is hard, man. Everybody right now is on the phone. Like it's hard not to be on the phone, scrolling through TikTok or scrolling through Facebook. There's almost nothing to like challenge it right now, especially as an adult, man. It's like I get to the point I had like runs where I didn't even like watch TV. I was just almost solely entertained. When I wanted to be entertained, it was almost solely by TikTok. Like when I first grabbed on to TikTok, because I was late to the party. Like my wife would be scrolling, she'd be laughing, telling jokes, showing me videos and shit. I'm like, man, what is that? I don't understand it. You know what I'm saying? And then once I started watching it, I was like, I get it. I understand. And then it can do whatever you want it to do. If you want to learn something, it can teach you stuff. If you want to be informed, it can inform you. If you want to be entertained, it can definitely entertain you. If you want to find out about a restaurant or a bar, it can give you the information. If you want to travel, there's people that are out there doing it that can give you this step by step, and that's powerful, man. Like politics, like a lot of people had no clue about politics before TikTok came around. And then I'm like, I don't really lean one way or the other. Obviously, I grew up in a household that was Democratic, so as a youth, that's where I went. The first person I voted for was Obama. I felt good doing it. But hindsight being 2020, like was it, did I get what I voted for? I'm not 100% sure. But what I will say is that getting a hold of the facts or getting a hold of information from both sides, I guess is what helps me with TikTok, because I'm seeing the information come from both sides and I can sit back and say, well, that don't sound right. That don't add up. That don't really make sense. And I can do that with almost everything. It's like, are you familiar with, do you use Chat GPT at all?
Man, I use that all the time.
I love Chat GPT, and I'm just getting hip to it. I'm just starting to utilize it in what I do. But I love the fact that if I ask it a question, it's gonna give me the pros and the cons.
Yeah.
Typically, like if I ask it an outright question, like I was asking it about a stock the other day. There's a stock. I was like, man, is this a good investment? And then what do you think? And it's giving me pros and cons. I'm like, yo, that's the most important thing, because the media no longer gives us both sides of the conversation.
No, they don't.
Just give you what they want you to see.
Yeah, yeah. TikTok is, especially media, is it's gonna be a double-edged sword, because it's very dangerous. If you're not careful, you're gonna get brainwashed so good.
Very easy.
Easily.
Very
you get
easy.
manipulated and stuff like that. But mostly, I watch politics.
Okay.
But sometimes it's just like, I like to eat, man. And and I see like stuff coming up like, hey, this restaurant got the best smoothies, or this restaurant got the best sushis, and
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know the name of this guy. He's a Korean guy or kind of Asian.
You talking about Wang? Wang, what is I think I'm heavy.
It's
a little heavy set, but shaggy hair kinda.
Yeah,
Does all
yeah.
the reviews and
Yeah.
His shit pops up on my For You page all the time as well.
So I'm like, I see him on TikTok and I'm seeing him on YouTube, and I'm like, man, I want to go there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So it's some places that like I see and like, oh yeah, I'm going.
Yeah, I gotta
And
try that
I tell my
out.
wife like, baby, what do you think about it? And she's like, oh, that looks good. It's like, what do you think you go tomorrow? Man, let's do it. That's good.
It does. It'll trigger that spontaneous part of you too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I think I try that out. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna go get one of them right now. Like, man, me and my wife drove damn near across the city to check out I don't remember what it was called, but they specialize in churros. It was Three Sisters, I believe, and they just make badass churro arrangements. So we had like a churro banana split. You know what I'm saying? And they had all types of like, man, she was so good. But it'll make you, you know what I'm saying? Hey, TikTok will make you get up and be like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
know what? I'm going on an adventure today.
On the heartbeat. That's what I like from like social media. You get like you saying, you get connected to so many things,
Sir.
and you could see anything
Yep.
out there. You can laugh, you can cry, you can have fun.
It's gonna give you what you want.
Oh, definitely.
It's gonna give you what you want.
You know, they
That's a
give you
fact.
everything, and that's what I like. And social media nowadays is, for me, is, I wouldn't say it's a lifeline. I would say it is a tool that I'm using for communicate whatever I want to do.
For
You know what I
sure.
mean? I never thought I would do a podcast. It just like, it was like far fetched. You know what I mean? Now I'm like interviewing so many people, and so many people sat here, and I'm look back and I was like, I've been doing this for a year, and I have people that actors,
That's
politicians, realtors, day-to-day people with great stories. You know what I mean? So I'm like, man.
And it's fun.
It is fun. When you look back,
it's like a. Well, I'm gonna ask you this: do you feel like it's like hanging out, in a sense?
Yeah. I don't think too much about scripted conversation. I get my points, and I study the person coming up enough so I can like establish in the conversation. But I wanted to do it so organically, like.
I prefer organic conversation.
Yeah,
personally.
I got my points in my head, and I try to get that conversation towards what I want to touch on, like relevant of what's going on. But if I want to just talk about aliens and sports or whatever, we just talk. You know what I mean? Like, and I want to just build that bond and that rapport with the person. That people feel comfortable, and a lot of people so far, I get good feedback from people. Be like, hey man, we spent 2 hours talking. And they're like, yeah.
Hey, it goes like that,
it
man.
goes
Time
quick.
flies. Time flies whenever you're having a good conversation.
Yeah.
Or debate, anything. But having a dialogue, time does fly in that
Yeah,
sense.
that's what I feel more like a dialogue
Yeah.
and trying to inform people and people get different point of view. I get shit on TikTok a lot because the guests that I brought in, but it's like, hey, it is what it is. You gotta listen both sides.
You
know what I
do.
mean?
You have to have diverse a diverse cast of people that you talk to. You can't just talk to people who all think the same. You have to kind of spread it out. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody's perspective is different. Like you could live next door to somebody and have a different perspective than they have. You know what I'm saying? Even though y'all walk out of y'all's house and see the same thing every day, what's happening inside the house can change that perspective.
That's true, man.
So that was one thing, man. I remember growing up in Houston and moving to Humble when I was younger. So I lived in like the Aldine area. So it was very mixed. You know what I'm saying? I felt like an equal amount of white kids as it was Hispanic kids as it was black kids.
It's very balanced.
It was balanced then. You know what I'm saying? It's shifted more Hispanic now. But then I moved to Humble, man, and it was like, all right, there's 2 black people in my class. You know what I'm saying? It was like where I'm like one of 10 total.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like in elementary
Hispanic down
school.
there.
Yeah, it was a culture shock almost, man. And it took a lot to adjust to that. You know what I'm saying? It took a lot to you had to learn, you know what I'm saying? The certain things you could say around certain people, certain things you couldn't say around people. And you got to see like example, there was a movie called Higher Learning that came out in the early 90s. Very good movie. If you ain't never seen Higher Learning, it stars young Omar Epps, Tyra Banks in it, R.P. John Singleton. He passed away several years ago. But this is a movie that's good for everybody because it's about diversity and it's about these people who are going to the same colleges but having totally different experiences. But they had skinheads in that movie. So that was my first time seeing the portrayal of that type of I don't want to say that type of person, that type of, I don't want to say racist, or I don't want to use words like that. That was my first time seeing that type of person depicted in film.
Okay.
I had never seen a skinhead in real life. I wouldn't have known what it was had I not watched that movie. And then moving to Humble and starting to hear the term like redneck and then starting to physically see people who identified as skinheads. As a kid, that was scary as shit. You know what I'm saying? But then it was just having to adjust to be like, damn, like, okay, I got to carry myself a certain way. You know what I'm saying? People might not like me for whatever reason, but, I can't let that mess up what I got going on. But I also can't feed into the narrative that makes them hate or dislike. So it's interesting, man. It's definitely interesting.
Yeah, we living in weird times.
Yeah.
And we are like, everything is like a battle of like race and stuff like that. And I'm like, come on, man. They trying to pin us against each other.
That's it. That's what it is.
You know what I mean? And I try to just like don't think about it, but it just is so in our face. Yeah. And they just like they keep saying they're like, oh, this is a racist event or whatever happened in Frisco. Yeah. And I'm like, it is messed up.
What do you think about the Frisco situation?
Man, let me tell you, man. I don't see. If it was the other way around, from what happened in 2020 with the peaceful protest, Frisco would be burned down to the floor. It would be another Rodney event like in California type of deal, because they would rise up and they would burn stuff and like, come on, I mean, Hispanic kill Hispanic, nobody cares.
Ain't nobody bats an eye.
Black kills black, nobody cares. What about that girl that got killed in Killeen, Texas? Got stabbed in the school.
I haven't heard this story. Is this recent?
It was about 2 months ago.
And I hadn't heard nothing about it.
But it was black and white. Black on black, nobody gonna say shit.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody cares about that family.
Yeah. Yeah. There ain't no GoFundMe for them.
No fun. Hell no. And that's what pissed me off. Like, be consistent. If you're gonna believe something, be consistent.
Word. I agree with that completely. I was listening to something on the way in, and it was talking about how they're trying to get with the police there in Frisco to kind of, hey, like, how can y'all make sure that this family is safe? Because obviously they've been getting death threats and things of that nature. But I was sitting back and just kind of consuming information about the situation. I heard the young man made bail, so they did. They reduced the bond. He was able to make bail. I guess he's got to have an ankle monitor. He's on house arrest, and he's got to check in with the bailiff, which if you're fighting for your life, for your freedom, you definitely don't want to be in jail trying to do it. You want to be somewhere where you're comfortable, where you can converse with your lawyer without people listening to you and things like that. But man, the details of the actual event are really weird to me because I want to know what kind of knife did he have. Did he have a utility knife, a Swiss Army knife? Is it a everyday pocket knife?
It was like a 6 inches or longer, I believe. They say it's a 6-inch blade that he had on his backpack.
Okay, so
it was like it's like a regular blade. I don't know because some different counties they got different laws for
of what you can carry.
We can carry.
So not like a flip out knife. I mean, I guess it would have had to been a flip out, something to.
I don't know if it was a flip out or not. I heard just as a 6-inch blade.
6-inch blade, and that's a long ass.
It's
blade.
long. I mean, you can kill somebody with a 4.
That's real long. Hell yeah.
Yeah, you know, some counties you can carry like a 4-inch blade.
Yeah,
and it had to be folded or whatever. It cannot be fixed and stuff like that. So you had to. It's a lot of stuff that you have to look into it.
That's what I'm curious of because I think a lot of people's hear a little bit of the information and they start to form an opinion.
Yeah.
Obviously, everybody wants to pick a side. So we talked about that earlier. If you're white, you're probably picking the white side. If you're black, you're probably picking the black side.
Yep.
But you can be wrong. You know what I'm saying? I can pick a side and be wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I don't pick sides typically. But that struck my curiosity. Like, what did the weapon look like? What did the knife look like?
Yeah.
Because is it a knife that somebody would carry on them every day to cut a rope or do something like that, or is this something that I know I'm gonna poke somebody with this? I'm compelled to poke somebody with this. I have this specifically for that purpose. So either way, man, you hate to see a loss, especially of
you
youth.
have to hate it. Like, why you have to kill somebody? Like, I mean, if they shove you or push you or whatever, for me, there's no ground of unless they jump you. That's different.
Yeah, totally different.
If you get jumped by 4 or 5 guys, I understand that.
Yeah.
But if they just say, hey, just get out of here. And you know, man, like if you go with track meet, it's like going to a football game.
Absolutely.
I mean, if you have your side and they have their side, but you want to like, oh, I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
Man, you're going to rattle up some furthers. You know, people going to get upset about it. It's like, come on, man.
I didn't understand. Like, I know the teams got tents. Was he an actual, I guess he ran track.
He ran, but he wasn't. I guess he was just.
Yeah, it's a lot of stuff.
It's a lot of stuff that we don't know, and people just throw stuff out there. They were saying he wasn't invited, but he was there, and he went to a different tent. And I'm like, either way, it's just like, why you have to bring a knife to school?
100%.
That's my point.
That's illegal in itself.
Yeah, that's illegal in itself.
Like I had a buddy in high school who he was buying like novelty knives from another guy, like the ones that have like the dragon handle, cool shit. Nothing that he was planning. They would actually be considered daggers.
Yeah.
Nothing that he was planning to try to hurt nobody with.
But most of them are dull.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like a novelty.
It's a novelty, yeah.
But man, somebody told on him. He had it in his locker. Somebody told on him, man. You would have thought he had kilos of coke in his locker. The way the cops ran down on his ass, man.
Damn.
And he got kicked out of school, and fucking, he had to go to the alternative. I think he went to JJEP or one of like the detention schools that you go to after that. And then even years later, I got pulled over one time and he was with me. So they ran both of our names and it came back on his name having it said specifically firearm or knife on school property. So in Texas, it's a big deal.
It's a big deal
to have a knife on a school property. And as you know, a track event would be considered.
It's a school ground.
School ground. So that's interesting in itself. But I do want to say something because you have a beautiful podcast, and I know this is gonna look good and hope it reaches a good audience. If you're a young man, it's enough stuff out here to trip you up. The women can trip you up. The drugs can trip you up. So on and so forth. Your circumstances can trip you up. Your environment can trip you up. Don't let your decisions trip you up. Mm-hmm. Because, like you said, how easy is it to walk away from that situation? If it's an issue for me to be here, who's that? The other guys, what authority did he have to try to remove the young man from the tent? None. But it'd be so much, like life would be so much better right now for both of them guys had one of them just been man enough to say, you know what, I'm going to walk away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The knife was 7 inches long.
God.
7 inches? Damn,
We can fact check, guys.
that's like a Rambo knife.
Yeah, nah, 7-inch knife is
with the handle.
with the handle.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
The blade itself was 3.46 inches.
So this must have been that. So that would have been a small knife.
It was a Swiss Army knife.
That's okay.
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 Now we get some.
Okay. That answers a question for me because I was confused on that. Because I don't feel I feel like a Swiss Army knife is a different ball game. If you have a Swiss Army knife on you, that's totally different than having a blade.
The blade, yeah, long
Yeah,
shank,
for sure. Okay.
Yeah.
I appreciate that.
But still, I mean, he stabbed him right in the heart, man. That was he bled out, and
That's crazy.
it's crazy. But people need to understand also. It's social media, get people minds
riled up.
Yeah.
Riled up. That's social media.
Yeah, so that's what I'm like. Come on, man. The kids need to know and understand better the situation. Sometimes it's just like conflict resolution.
Yep.
They need to learn, like, you know what? It's not worth it.
It's not worth it, man.
You know, and like one friend of mine told me back in the day, if you think about it twice, that is wrong on himself.
Okay.
If you think about doing one thing more than twice,
yeah.
don't do it.
Mm.
Because
That's a good way to think.
I bet he thought about twice putting the knife in the backpack.
Yeah. For sure. For sure.
You know what I mean?
For sure.
So that's one thing that I would say to my kids or any other child or person. Like, if you think about it more than twice,
Yeah. Don't do it.
it's wrong. Don't do it.
Yeah, man. A decision you make in a second could change your life forever, man.
Definitely.
You know, and even with, I'll never forget this, man. I was trying to get my license to carry, or it was concealed handgun license at that time, and I sat in that 10-hour class.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm listening to the guy talk, tell you everything, and he got to the point where he said, if you are in a position to pull your gun, you better make sure you got money for a lawyer.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it don't matter the circumstance, whether you're defending yourself, defending your home, or whatever. If you are in a position to where you feel like you're gonna pull your gun, you better make sure that you can afford it. Because there's a lot of people sitting in jail right now because they couldn't afford good representation. A lot of them. A lot of innocent people sitting in jail because they couldn't afford good representation.
Yeah, because you're facing two different charges. Yeah, you're facing criminal charge or civil.
Yep.
And if they don't get you by criminal,
They can get,
they could get you on civil.
Yeah.
And that's a whole different ball game.
Yep.
We can go into a rabbit hole.
And I would have never, and I say that to say, I would have never even considered that. I would have just had my, I got my piece on. If I got to do something, I'm going to do it. Whoop, whoop, whoop. You know, guns make people feel brazen like that too.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Guns make people more prone to
Emboldened,
violence than
yeah.
they would be typically anyway. But yeah, nah, I was like, man, I ain't got 50,000 right now. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm better off now than I was then, but I can't afford it. Let me just I didn't even end up getting a license. I just said, fuck it.
Yeah.
I was like, look, at least because he was like, if you have the license, then you're more liable because they look at it as the rules. As opposed to like, I got a gun, I used it. I wasn't sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's pretty wild.
Yeah, it is wild, man. That's a law, man. That's crazy.
And a lot of people never look at the real laws. They have no clue what the law is.
They got the 30.06 or 30.07 laws in every business, and you need to know which one, because some of them they give you one and not the other.
Yeah.
They say, hey, you cannot conceal carry, but you can open carry.
Yeah.
Or the other way around, and people think, oh, I cannot carry a gun.
Yeah.
Me, I'm seeing like, all right, 30.06 and 30.07. All right, I cannot carry here.
Yeah.
But if I see 30.06 and I'll read the other one, oh, shit, I can conceal carry here? Okay, good.
Think about all the people that get popped in airports. Like, yeah, that's what I would do. I would just, if I realized.
Somebody that I know that works there, he picks up guns for free in the trash.
Wow.
I'd throw a gun if I was so moving so quick that I didn't remember.
Oh, yeah.
At the airport that no way I'm trying to go through TSA with a fucking pistol.
That's what I did when I came over here.
Jesus Christ.
Man. I bring my guns and I was like patting myself.
How did you
I just called the airline.
Okay.
I called the airline.
So that works.
Yeah, it works.
That's a real story.
Yeah,
Like
you have to call the airline, and because every airline have a different protocol.
Okay.
So
and get their protocol.
yeah,
And then
and they tell you what to do, what not to do, what is how you have to handle your gun. Like have to be in the case with a lock and ammo separated, or it could be together but not in the magazine.
Yeah.
And all the stuff you need to like take notes.
That's important.
Yeah,
Man. That is important information.
So when you go
man.
there, you prepare. You like when you go to I think the first desk.
Yeah.
You know, they got one desk sometimes outside, one counter. You go there like, hey, I'm declaring I have a handgun here just to check it in. And they're like, all right, we escort you. And they escort you to the inside. And they have a guy next to you.
Up.
And they're like, hey, he declared I have a handgun. And they put a little,
smart. You do it the right. That's
you do
that's
the right,
way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah, one guy come in, open the case. They check the gun is not loaded.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, good to go. They seal it and they put a separate VIN. And
that's badass.
Yeah, you have to make sure you have a lock in the.
Yeah.
You have to have a little lock on it, and a lock outside.
Nice.
And then you travel with it, and then you pick it up in your next destination. They give you a little tag.
Okay.
So when you go there, you go to the little.
Now you can claim
baggage claim.
Yeah. Nice.
They tell you like firearms to go to that little door, whatever.
Okay.
And then you go there, and they like verify
now you're good to go. Yeah, man,
it's good, but it's wild, man. Some people get caught. Like he's saying, like
more often.
Or knives. They got like.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it cannot be 4 inches, and they'd be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, that's funny.
I'm like, and alcohol too. People bring alcohol from the outside, not from the duty free, whatever, and then like dumping that shit.
Yeah, drink it, take it.
Yeah, you see TSA guy going home with a whole groceries of guns, knife, and alcohol.
Hey, that's
it's
a winner
weird.
right there.
Free guns.
Yeah.
Free guns.
Nah, a free gun on a random like Tuesday. Yeah, you can't beat that.
Oh, you can't beat that. 6-hour Glock or whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be badass.
It's crazy. All right, man. Hey, I appreciate it, brother.
Nah, man,
hey,
I appreciate you.
Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Hey, if you haven't subscribed yet, just please like and subscribe. Make sure you follow 2022.
Yeah. 20_2X on almost every platform.
There we go.
Check it out, man. Spotify, go stream some music. Go to YouTube, watch some of the vlogs, watch some of the videos. Man, I had a good ass time here. Excuse my language. I appreciate it, man.
I no problem, brother.
Man, we got to do this again when I got something to sell.
All right, brother. Take care.
Hey, thank you.
All right. See you later. Bye-bye.